So you're seeing a pattern here that science is leaning towards the benefits of HRT. Hi, I'm Ellie Drew. Welcome to my channel. Before we talk about HRT, I want to talk to you about this mask. Gotta pay those bills, you know? Anyway, in all seriousness, I love this mask. I use it for 3 minutes a day, and while it's on, I moisturize my neck, I moisturize my arms, and I start to get dressed, and that's it. By the time I'm done, the mask is done too. And I just love this mask because I went an extra 6 weeks without getting Botox. Seriously, it's really, really great. It's solid, it's well built, it's really designed well, and I have a great discount for all of you. I highly, highly recommend this mask. Okay, on to the video. Thanks for listening. Okay, ladies, so let me tell you what this video is not about. This video isn't about how to take hormone replacement therapy, but it's about that study by the Women's Health Initiative in 2002 that turned the medical profession on its head regarding HRT for the past 20 years. Where do we stand now on the subject of HRT in 2025? That study scared physicians from using hormone replacement therapy for women for the past 20 years. So many women suffered needlessly, I'm here to report. I was in that generation. Let's take a look today where the top women's hospitals stand on the subject of HRT. These hospitals are focused on women's health care. Every woman, of course, brings her own medical history and individual concerns that she needs to discuss with her doctors. The first one is Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. Brigham and Women's Hospital supports hormone replacement therapy for many women, especially those who are younger and experience menopausal symptoms. Brigham and Women's Hospital's Chief of Preventive Medicine, Joanne Manson, MD, says that hormone therapy can be helpful for women who are experiencing menopausal symptoms like hot flashes, night sweats, and disrupted sleep. She says that the benefits of hormone therapy may outweigh the risks for healthy women under 60. Now, more on that for those of you who want to go on HRT and are older than 60. Dr. Manson is chief of the Division of Preventive Medicine at Brigham and Women's Hospital. She also says that it has to be an individualized and personalized decision. I discovered a gold mine for all of you. Dr. Manson was one of the principal investigators of that women's health study in 2002. More on what she has to say about that study later in this video. Let's see what she has to say today on that study from 2002. Now let's go to another top women's hospital in the United States, the Women's Hospital in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Here's what they have to say on it. It's safest to start at the beginning of menopause. Some research suggests that starting HRT at the beginning of menopause may also offer additional health benefits, such as protection against heart disease, stroke, breast cancer, that's a bold statement, and dementia. Let's go across the pond to the British Menopause Society, a prestigious organization focused on menopause and post-reproductive health in the United Kingdom. The British Menopause Society recommends hormone replacement therapy as the most effective treatment for menopausal symptoms. They also state that the benefits outweigh the risks. A very bold statement. The British Menopause Society's guidance on HRT includes: it's an individualized decision. The decision to take HRT, the dose and the duration should be made on an individual basis. Let's see what some top experts have to say about the treatment. Dr. Lindsey Berkson is a leading lecturer and author of top-selling books on hormones. I recommend her book, Safe Hormones, Smart Women. She is a consultant to many medical doctors on the subject of HRT. She is an advocate for hormone replacement therapy. She talks a lot about HRT and how it can help with brain health and breast health as we age. She has a book out called Sexy Brain. I will link both of her books below. Her books are very well written. She also talks about taking HRT after menopause. She talks about taking HRT in your 70s and the benefits of doing so. But she says you have to activate your hormone receptors because they've been shut down for a long time. You need to be on a healthy diet with supplements to get your hormone receptors activated, and you need to start off slowly. I will link her information for you below. Dr. Stephen Goldstein, a leading gynecologist in New York City and a menopause specialist, he advocates for HRT, but a customized plan. He says there are over 300 tissues in a woman's body that rely on estrogen, including cholesterol levels, the heart, the brain, the muscles, bones, and more that are affected by menopause. But simply flooding the body with more estrogen is not the answer. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. It has to be tailored to the individual. I can keep going. The Washington Post published an article in May of 2024. The Washington Post has reported that hormone replacement therapy is safe and helpful for women experiencing menopause. The Washington Post reported that HRT is appropriate for managing menopause symptoms when started before 60s. Clinicians should prescribe it. Washington Post reported that clinicians should not be afraid to prescribe HRT to women in early menopause with bothersome symptoms. However, the risk of HRT depends on many factors, including the type of HRT used, how long someone takes it for, their age, and general health. Some women who should not take HRT include those with a history of prior estrogen-sensitive cancer, blood clots, heart attacks, and women who are not experiencing menopausal symptoms. So you're seeing a pattern here, that science is leaning towards the benefits of HRT and at the early stages of menopause. Also, it's not a one-size-fits-all treatment. Of course, this is an individualized decision between you and your doctor. So what about that study that basically shocked the conscience of our country, the world, many women, and of course, physicians? Let's go back to Dr. Manson, who is the chief of the Division of Preventive Medicine at Brigham and Women's Hospital. She was one of the principal investigators of the Women's Health Initiative study in 2002. She talked about that study in 2022 that led to many women ceasing to take HRT back in 2002. She said, quote, "It was never stated by the Women's Health Initiative investigators that women taking hormone therapy should immediately toss their pills and patches, but that is how the results were interpreted," end quote. It led to a 70 to 80% reduction in the use of hormones, leaving millions of women without relief. Many clinicians were sued. In 2022, she also said that women in their 40s and 50s should have never been denied treatment for HRT going through menopause for hot flashes and night sweats. The results were blown out of proportion. She also said the benefits outweigh the risks in younger women. That's what she said in May of 2023. Let's also listen in to Peter Attia, a longevity specialist who did a podcast in 2022, and hear him briefly describe that study. He goes on to describe that study saying,
"It's hands down the biggest screw up of the entire medical field in the last 25 years. Now again, it's possible in the next hour I'll think of, nope, there's a bigger screw up.
But another giant screw up.
But I don't think I will. I'm pretty confident that I won't be able to think of a bigger act of incompetence than what happened with the Women's Health Initiative in the late 90s and early 2000s, which is effectively the study that turned the entire medical field off hormone replacement therapy for women. So it's important, I think, to explain what the study looked at. So this was a study that was conducted in response to the widely held belief in the 70s and 80s that women should be placed on hormones as they're going through menopause, right? Menopause is, I guess maybe I'll even take a step back. I don't know how much your audience is familiar with how estrogen and progesterone work.
Let's look at some other flaws in that study. The first one is that 83% of the women in the study were older and past menopause. Therefore, they did not have symptoms and didn't represent the general population using HRT. The average age was 63 years old. The second flaw was that they used horse urine estrogen pills and synthetic hormones, not the bioidentical hormones used today. Number 3, Dr. Attia's reading of the statistics were that a woman's risk of breast cancer were 1 in 1,000. I will link that podcast for you below. Women's health care is often devalued due to historical gender bias in medical research. This is clearly established. If men were experiencing night sweats, brain fog, and hot flashes, and this is just my personal opinion, I think that study would have gone through a more stricter scrutiny. I can just envision the congressional hearings. I can just picture these stodgy senators, with their loose ties, fanning themselves because of hot flashes, scrutinizing these doctors who did these studies. I just don't think that this study would have been concluded and that would have been it. I think the study would have been scrutinized and they would have gotten to the bottom of it. That's my personal opinion. So moving on, where do you find a doctor who truly knows how to customize and tailor hormones that are right for you? There is a website called Menopausal.org. You can find a doctor there. You can also consult an endocrinologist. It doesn't have to be a gynecologist. An endocrinologist diagnoses and treats hormone-related conditions. There is also a website called the Menopause Society. These practitioners are trained in menopause management and help tailor your treatment to your needs. Another pattern I saw in my research is that the patch for dispensing hormones is better because it delivers hormones directly into the bloodstream, whereas pills are processed through the liver. There may be a reduced risk of blood clots. Now, are progesterone and estrogen patches covered by most insurance companies? Are pills from a compound pharmacy covered by insurance companies? Sadly, many insurance companies don't cover them because they're not FDA approved. However, testosterone prescribed to men between the ages of 40 to 64 are covered by most insurance companies. Great. So they give us wrong information and then they don't cover our medication. How do you know if your HRT needs adjusting? If you have persistent symptoms or aren't seeing the beginnings of the results that you expect in a month or two of consistent treatments, you may want to consult your doctor or healthcare team. They may want to update your HRT schedule, adjust your dosage, or find a treatment plan for you. I want to talk to you a little bit about estrogen cream and our skin. I'm 65 and I've been using estrogen cream on my skin for the past 15 years. Actually, it's been 16 years now. I have a lot of videos on it. I'm going to refer you to some of my videos. It's been very, very helpful, and I explain all of it in my videos. I've been able to put off a facelift for the past 16 years. When I turned 50, 49 actually, is when I actually started the cream. I was looking back at my notes, and anyway, I am going to get a facelift, I think, this summer. So check out my videos, and I talk all about estrogen cream for your face once you hit menopause. Anyway, that's my video. Thank you so much for watching, And remember, being kind makes us the most beautiful. Again, thank you, and please subscribe.